Hello, hope you're having a great day. Now, it is freezing cold at the moment in this part of England, which, can make life feel a bit more of a struggle than it usually is. For me, it gives my mind another excuse to stay in bed, stay in the warm. Gives my mind an excuse to try and persuade me not to do some of the things that I know I have to do every day, like go for my walk around the block, like have my cold shower. This morning when I got up, when my beautiful girlfriend Kat got up, because I needed to take her to work so that I've got use of her car, when you sort of go outside in the cold and it hits your face, it's another reason for my lazy mind to want me to be back in bed. And then when I got back from taking Kat to work, my mind was, just wanting to get back in the warm house. Then it could have potentially been a bit of a battle to get out and go for my walk around the block that I know I need to do every morning. And whilst I was going for my walk around the block, I was just having thoughts of, dreading working on the cars today, and my mind's trying to come up with scenarios where I don't work on the cars today, where I stay at home, but I know that I don't have enough footage to sit at home all day and put a video together. I know I've got to get out today. So, then my mind's sort of dreading, well, if I don't go out in the cold, then I won't have any content. So, my mind is using the cold as another reason to, drag me into the future and start dreading what may or may not be going to happen later on today. Now, it's true that, working on the cars, if it's going to be really cold, is going to be a struggle. But whilst I'm walking around the block, I don't need to be worrying about that. That's in the future. What I need to be focusing on is listening to the podcast that I was listening to, going for my walk, keeping up a decent pace, taking in what's going on around me. I need to focus on getting the benefits of that walk around the block that I have every morning. So yeah, I found that, particularly this morning, the cold has just been another excuse for my mind to try and take me out of what I'm doing at that time, taking me out of the present moment, dragging me into future potential stories, and, trying to tell me how bad things are going to be. See, the thing is, the cold can actually be a good thing, right? That cold walk around the block earlier on really helped to wake me up. I have my cold showers every day, which is another thing that my mind was trying to dread as I was going for my walk. But I know, because I've done it hundreds of times, that having that cold shower makes me feel good when I get out. When you've been out in the cold, it makes you appreciate having a warm house to live in as well. Not everyone in the world has got that. So like anything in life, it's only as bad as your mind sees it, right? And there's always positives in anything, no matter how bad it may seem. And ultimately, if you deal with what you're doing in the present moment, rather than worrying about things that are, potential things in the future, then most things in life that we have to deal with just aren't as bad. It's usually not the thing that you need to deal with that really affects you. It's just how your mind perceives it. And a lot of the time, your mind will try and dread things that you haven't even got in front of you yet. So anyway, this morning I have actually been quite good, at getting up and cracking on with my routine. I did leave the house here at like 7:10 to take Kat to work. When I got back, I did sort of manage to crack straight on with going for my walk around the block. And I've come back and I've written in my journal and I've had a quick 10-minute meditation session, which I almost felt like I fell asleep during at one point. But now it's time for me to crack on with my exercises. I'm going to do a bit of a shoulder workout here at home today. I have been taking that out of my routine a little bit, but, I don't want to neglect it fully. So, I'm just going to do some shoulder stuff with my really light dumbbells. Going to do some, side lateral raises. Going to do some shoulder press. And, I think for the third exercise, I'm just going to do like 30 seconds of punching with the light dumbbells in my hands. So, let's crack on with it. Alexa, give me a 30-second countdown.
30 seconds, starting now.
that was intense. I can barely hold the camera now. But yeah, those light dumbbells are cool because, you know, there's no risk of injury really. You know, when I go to the gym and I'm doing shoulder stuff, my ego comes in and I want to move loads of weight. But yeah, those light dumbbells, you know, as long as you do loads of reps, you still get a really, really intense workout. I mean, I'm banging out like 100 reps of the shoulder presses, 40 reps of the lateral raises, and yeah, 30 seconds of the punching, which I was barely able to do on the second set. But anyway, time for me to get in my cold shower now, and then I can have my breakfast, all my other supplements, and yeah, my first cup of coffee. All right, so after I had my cold shower and my breakfast earlier, I edited yesterday's video on this channel and then done a couple of other bits of work, and then headed straight out to go over to my other garage to work on the project that I'm working on at the moment. And it was freezing cold, which was not only uncomfortable for me to be working in, but because I'm doing sort of paintwork and stuff, it's really not ideal. But yeah, got some stuff done. And now I'm sitting in traffic, basically, making my way back home. And do you know what? It feels so good that I didn't allow my mind to prevent me getting out in the cold. It actually brightened up a little bit. So that kind of like spurred me on to get out. But yeah, it just feels so good that I haven't let the weather hold me back, you know, especially seeing as my mind was literally trying to use the weather to sort of look into the future and make things seem, you know, like more terrible than they are. You know, whilst I'm round the garage, you know, there's not much of me that's, you know, thinking, oh, it's cold, oh, it's cold, oh, it's cold. Every now and again I think, oh, you know, it's a bit cold, but, you know, as long as I'm focusing on my work, then my mind is occupied by that, right? So, you know, there's definitely no need for me to be thinking about how cold it's going to be working around the garage when, you know, it's early morning and I haven't even got to the garage yet. And this is the thing, right? A lot of like distress that we go through in our lives. I mean, I'm not saying that people don't go through distress in their lives, like we all do. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, a lot of the pain that we feel about things is not the things themselves. It's our mind telling a story about how bad things are. You know, when you're going through hardship or discomfort or pain in your life, you know, if you're focusing on what you need to get done in that moment, the actual discomfort or pain or struggle, you know, doesn't really affect you. If you sort of stop doing whatever you need to do in that moment and just focus on the pain or the discomfort, then obviously it is going to affect you a lot. And then not only that, but you're not going to get done what you need to get done, like in your day-to-day life. So it works both ways. You know, if you can sort of always focus on whatever you're doing at the time, you know, focus on whatever's next, focus on whatever's in front of you, and make a point of not focusing on what potentially could be in the future, and make sure you don't focus too much on things of the past that were negative. Yeah, just focus on what you're doing at any given time, you know, live in the present moment, and you'll find that struggles and stuff in your life don't affect you as much, you know, because you don't have time to like worry about stuff in the future or, you know, worry about stuff that's already happened. And what you'll also find is that when you are living in the present moment, you know, focusing on whatever's in front of you at any given time, when things do crop up, you know, that are sort of dire, you automatically deal with them. You know, it's the burning building analogy. Like you hear when people just run into a burning building and save loads of people, and then they ask them afterwards, oh, what was you thinking? Like, and a lot of the time it's like, well, I wasn't thinking. You know, in that moment it required action and I acted and ran into the burning building. You know, if that person was to sort of stand there and think, oh yeah, but if I go in the burning building, then, oh, you know, I'm going to breathe in smoke and, or I might burn, or, you know, I might die, you know, blah, 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 blah. Like they'll just stand outside and won't end up running into the burning building. Not that I'm suggesting that anyone should run into a burning building, but, you know, it's just an analogy. So yeah, you know, I made a point of accepting earlier on when my mind was, you know, telling me how bad it was going to be working in the cold. I made a decision to, you know, accept that that's just a thought and it didn't need to be dealt with at that time, you know, because at that time I was going through my morning routine and that was what I needed to deal with, you know. And then when it came to the time where I was actually round the garage in the cold, I was focusing on doing my work round the garage. So that meant that I wasn't really being affected as much as the cold. And after all that, you know, now I've done what I needed to do and I'm on my way home in my beautiful girlfriend's car, which has got a heated seat and heated steering wheel. You know, I'm proud of the fact that I got stuff done. I'm proud of the fact that I didn't allow my mind to talk me out of doing what I needed to do today. So, yeah, living in the present moment as much as you can is one of the keys to a happy life, you know. Only reminisce about things when you choose to. Only look forward and plan things when you need to. Don't live your whole life in future and past. All right, so it's now 6:30. Once I got in from the garage, I just queued up some posts for my social media, and now I've decided to quickly go to the gym before I pick my beautiful girlfriend up from work. I should have about an hour in there. The only other option would be to go to the gym after I've picked Kat up and took her home, which means, you know, I wouldn't be getting to the gym until 8 o'clock at the earliest, you know, maybe 8:30. So yeah, if I can go and bang out this session now, it frees me up later on to chill out with Kat, you know, have a shower and dinner at a sensible hour, but also to crack on with some work. What I was doing around the garage today, I kind of planned to add to the video that I started yesterday, or was it the day before? But when I was editing that footage, it's clear that, you know, by the time I go back round to the garage at home to finish basically what I was doing during that footage, then that'll be a video. So the stuff that I did today, I basically started another video, and I'll be able to finish that when I go back round to that garage in, you know, the next couple of days. So yeah, I really want to chip away at the footage that I, you know, captured at the garage at home yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, and then that will just leave me, you know, a little bit to film tomorrow and then get that video out tomorrow. So yeah, it makes sense for me to free myself up this evening by banging out this gym session now. Now, the potential downside to me going to the gym now is that if Kat texts me and says she needs picking up when I haven't quite got through my session, then I might end up cutting my session short, which is exactly what happened the other day when I was doing a leg session, when I decided to go before picking Kat up. And the gym is always busy at this time as well, so there's a good chance that that might happen, but we'll see how we get on. I'm on arms and chest at the moment, so I'm hoping if I get time, or if the machines aren't busy that I'm planning to use, I'm hoping to do 5 machines after I do my incline walk warm-up. But yeah, we'll see how much I get done. Alright, gym sesh done. I did rush through it slightly, but not much. I just wanted to give myself a chance of getting through all the machines that I wanted to before Kat contacted me to pick her up from work. She actually hasn't texted me, so yeah, she's finishing work late, so I probably could have gone a little bit slower through it, but as I say, I didn't, you know, rush through it that much. I'm definitely a bit weaker again, like I was when I done my last arm and chest session, although that was when I was really fatigued from boxing the day before, if I remember rightly, and just in general around that time I was, you know, working really hard. But yeah, I definitely think I need to maybe drop the weight on a couple of the machines on arms and chest day, you know, try and take my ego out of the equation, drop the weight a little bit, and yeah, see how I get on. I can always, you know, put the weight straight up for my second set if I do go there one day and, you know, I feel like I'm strong again. But yeah, a couple of the machines, I feel like I'm getting weaker. It does vary day to day, you know, we have strong days, we have weak days. Also, it does depend on what order you do things. You know, the first machine you go on, you know, your chances are you're going to be able to bang out more reps than if you did that same machine at the end of a session, you know, the next time you went and done arms and chest, for instance. But yeah, I think I might need to just drop the weight a little bit, take the ego out of the equation, and just see how I get on. Because, you know, if you keep, you know, sort of going downhill or keep staying on a sort of plateau, then ultimately you're not getting any bigger, you're not getting any stronger, and you might actually start getting smaller, and we don't want that. Anyway, I'm going to make my way to Kat's work now, and when I get there I'll give her a bell, and I'm pretty sure she'll be done. It's 8 o'clock now, and then we're going to go home and have some healthy dinner and then chill out and do some work. When I picked Kat up from work, I had an urge to have a certain something for dinner this evening. Steak. Obviously, having eggs with it, and some peas, and in the oven we've got some sweet potato fries. Can't see it because of the steam on the lens. But yeah, I actually decided to grab a ribeye steak. Now, a lot of the people that, you know, go to the gym and that I watch on the internet always bang on about ribeye steaks. Yeah, I'll give it a go. We normally get rump, or sometimes fillet. Oh yes, and a bit of extra protein, because why not? Love steak. Alright, so after chipping away a little bit more at the car video that I'm planning to put out tomorrow, it's time for me to wind down and actually think about going to bed. It's still relatively early, it's not even 11 o'clock yet, but yeah, today I've been buzzing, like really happy. And do you know what? It's no coincidence that this morning was a day where I just got on with everything, even though I could sense that my lazy mind was trying to use the cold as a reason to bring me out of the present moment and start dreading what I had to do today. You know, I just got on with everything I needed to do. You know, I made a point of going for my walk as soon as I got back from dropping Kat to work. You know, I made sure I went through my whole morning routine. I cracked on with whatever work I needed to, you know, quite quickly, so that I could get out as quick as I could and get round to the garage and work on my other project and start another car video. You know, I was out in the cold round there, but I was so focused on what I was doing that it didn't really bother me. I didn't allow it to bother me. And then as I'm driving back from the garage, I'm feeling proud of myself, feeling that I've accomplished something. Managed to crack on with whatever work I needed to when I got back from the garage quickly, so that I could then go to the gym before I picked Kat up, because I knew I didn't have a lot of time in the gym. I, you know, went at my gym session with intensity, still went through my full gym session, and then picked Kat up. And you know what, finished the day off with an amazing steak dinner, and still done some more work. So yeah, it's no coincidence that on the days where I just crack on with what I need to do, you know, I finish the day like super happy. You know, being happy isn't about, you know, doing as little as you can and relaxing and, you know, giving in to your vices and, you know, seeking instant dopamine and pleasure from things that are bad for you. That is not the key to happiness. The key to happiness is getting up, getting at life and getting everything done that you need to, and being proud of yourself that you've actually tried. And yeah, today's been an awesome day. You know, hoping for another awesome day tomorrow. Looking to get another car video out, which is going to require me to get around to the garage here at home and do a little bit more filming on my favourite car. I'm probably not going to plan to go to the gym with Kat tomorrow. She's off work. I think I'm going to let her go to the gym on her own, you know, just in case things take longer than I plan, and then I feel bad about her having to wait around for me. But also because I might actually go to boxing tomorrow rather than Saturday. So yeah, whatever happens, it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. I'll be back for another vlog tomorrow. But as always, massive thanks to everyone who's tuned into this video. Hope it's been somewhat helpful or motivational. Feel free to say hello in the comments or get in touch through the usual channels. All the links to everything will be in the description as usual. But other than that, I'll chat to you tomorrow.